Ribbit, 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 ribbit. That's a frog. And I'm absolutely terrified of frogs. I would personally say that's very rational. But today we aren't looking at my irrational fears. We're looking at other people's. We're on r/fears on Reddit, and we're going to be looking at some irrational fears that people have posted. Yo, what's up then? This is my dumbest fear ever. So in my childhood, I was watching SpongeBob at 12 a.m. when the theme playing, all of a sudden I hear banging on my window and a half-shadowed face screaming, "What the flip?" Can't swear yet. What the actual flip is going on right now? A half-shadowed face screaming. The way they've even described that is, oh. Genuinely, I've got like shivers. Like my hairs are standing up on my arm right now. That's gross. And a half-shadowed face screaming turns. It was my dad who accidentally locked himself out when going to the store. Because I might have piles after that. Because Jesus Christ, that had me. I can't lie, that had me. But ever since then, I've been petrified every time I hear the SpongeBob theme. That is quite funny though. Just every time you hear a little jingle, you're just like thinking there's someone watching you. No, I think it's irrational actually, but it's close to being rational because like it's trauma. They've seen like they've seen what they thought is like possibly a killer, a murderer, a kidnapper, a rapist. You don't know, just some half shadow face. It could have been someone from a different dimension. Also, cartoons as a kid. But you know when the CBBC thing came on where it's like we're not showing any more stuff tonight. That was the creepiest stuff. I hated that. You know, if I woke up in the middle of the night and I went to sleep with cartoons on, oh my days, I would start crying. On everything, I'd start crying. So I think that's irrational, but it's kind of valid. It's kind of valid. Yo, what's up then? Okay, next one. This one grabbed my attention instantly. A fear of being forced to stay alive. A lot of people have a fear of death. I'm quite scared of getting old. I have existential crises a lot. I'm quite scared of death. Fearing being alive is interesting. I don't really know where this one's gonna go, so let's read it. This is an odd fear. Definitely can agree on that. Imagine a torturous existence. No matter how terrible the situation, at least death is equal for all living things. If you can kill yourself quickly and painlessly, even the worst of circumstance can be avoided. That is true. Like if I was getting like kidnapped or like burnt alive, like I was getting kidnapped from Tommy from Power, I would just try and get a knife and just... My nightmare scenario is being unable to die, forced to live and tolerate a miserable life, to work endlessly, endure declining physical and mental health, unable to find relief, yet unable to die. So he has a fear of growing old, really, because he's scared of declining physical and mental health, which you get when you're older. You know, people can get dementia, higher brain fog, you can start to lose parts of your brain. Decline physical health, you know, joints get worse and everything. Unable to find relief, I don't know if this means he just can't find no baddies, so he's just, his thing's just hard all the time. It could be due to any number of causes: psychological manipulation, shame, blackmail, fear, being held captive or imprisoned, no access to lethal materials, physical restraint or disability. But I think he's talking more if he's in a scenario with someone else where it's like they're holding him. Psychological manipulation, so obviously that's someone else manipulating him. Blackmail, again, someone else manipulating him. Being held captive or imprisoned. Basically, he fears being kidnapped more than being forced to stay alive. So he fears torture. Anyway, there's more. Some supernatural force, or most common of all things. Some supernatural force, or most common of all, but in perpetuity. How do you say it? I know what it is. But in perpetuity, just not bad enough to officially call it quits. Fears immunity in general because he fears everything being taken away from him, but he's in such a bad situation. He wants to end it all, but he physically can't. And he also fears living so long that he physically can't end it. He's just immortal in a sense. He's a god. Let's read some comments. Your fear makes sense. It's not odd at all. Your fear is completely legitimate. In fact, it's intelligent fear to have, an aware and wise fear. Your fear is my reality. I'm sorry you're experiencing that fear. As someone who is existing in a version of it, I can relate to your fear. OP. I'm curious as to why you feel so trapped, but understand if you would prefer not to share. So this comment here seems like they're deeper into this than he is. Like they seem like they're a lot deeper, which is, again, that's quite sad. It's a bad fear by the sounds of it. I mean, I think this video might give me some new irrational fears, because that is quite creepy, you know, just being forced to stay alive when you're being tortured, like waterboarded or something, and you physically can't die, but they're just keeping you hanging on by a thread. That is really scary. That one is definitely rational, I would say. That's not irrational at all. That is definitely rational. I mean, it's a bit of an outlandish one. It's a bit weird, but definitely rational. Yo, what's up then? Okay, this next one is definitely rational. People, I present to you the very peak of my spexophobia, hornets. They make me paranoid and I'm afraid to touch grass. Now, we've all experienced hornets, bees, wasps. You know, I've got stung a few times. I don't know why I look like I have a battle scar, like, oh yeah, I went to war with you. But no, we've all been stung, and it's not a nice feeling, but it only lasts a few days. You know, take the stinger out and you're fine. What you're about to see on the screen, I'm going to give you a trigger warning, because what you're about to see on this screen, oh, I'm going to reveal it to you slowly while I have a drink. Yeah, that is the size of his hand. That is insanity. Look at the wings as well. The wings are all orange. You can see his eyes like it's human. Like, you can see every little detail. And look how big it is. Hand on the pick is not me, obviously. Right, that's nice to know. Let's see some comments. Oh, no! I have an allergy to this thing. So that's definitely rational. Again, that's rational. So most of these are rational so far, because that is... Ugh. Yo, what's up then? Okay, this one's weird. Fear of touching my wrists or veins. So I assume it means, you know, you've got your veins there in your wrist. Hopefully that's in focus. I assume he means just that part, because you can kind of feel it a bit. But then if he was to put a watch on, is it like he doesn't like the watch touching it as well, or bracelet touching it, or is it just his hands, or like sleeves? Because then you can wear long sleeves. So then you're always wearing short sleeves. I don't know. Let me stop speculating. Let me read. For as long as I can remember, I felt squeamish about touching or having someone else touch my wrists, particularly the underside. Yeah, so the veiny bit. So I was correct about that. I have a similar feeling with my ankles, but not nearly as intense. As I got older, the wrist sensitive grew worse. I can't look at my own wrist without feeling like I'm going to pass out. I can't touch my veins. I haven't had any blood work in over 20 years. This person must be in the best health ever to never have to have any blood work or anything, or nothing to do with veins. Or they just don't care. Their rational fear has gone too far. They have stage 5 cancer, but they're like, you get away from our veins now. No one is touching my veins. They can't even look at their wrist. Imagine you're on the phone, right? You're just talking, and then out the corner of your eye, you just see your veins. Ah! Fuck! Just having a panic attack in public. Ironically, I used to work in a veterinary setting where I would draw blood and place IVs on animals very frequently. I never have, but I am confident that I could easily hit a vein on another human without issue or squeamishness. But the second it is my wrist or vein, I melt down. The sensitivity extends all the way up to the crook of my elbow, so lab work is almost impossible without me swatting the syringe out of my arm or hyperventilating and passing out. So it goes deep. They literally pass out. A few years ago, I had a tendon injury in my wrist and needed to choose between outpatient surgery or cortisone injections. I probably should have done the surgery because I still have issues with it 4 years later. But I couldn't possibly do it under a local anaesthetic and opted for the injections. I don't think I lost consciousness, but I came close. Is there anyone who can relate or was able to get over this? I genuinely want to have my blood drawn and catch any health issues before it's too late, but I genuinely can't bring myself to sit for the needle. I logically know this is a stupider reason to neglect prevalent screenings and don't want to find myself in organ failure someday because I didn't catch something early. They haven't had blood work in over 20 years. They must be a bit older. I'm guessing like 30s, 40s at least. You need to test for like bowel cancer and like in your rectum. And, you know, you get puts on the glove and he just starts going down. Yeah, I've had a few of them. They've been unofficial doctors, but they said it was pretty legit. So, you know, I believe blood freaks me out so much. I can't even look at veins. I don't get the blood freaking out. Like, I get it if it's coming out. Like, I personally am fine with it, but I get it when it's coming out. But just looking at your veins, like, you can't see that much. I know that blood is a fear for many people, but I don't think it's what's going on with myself. It's more like the feeling of my own blood and only in one particular area. I work a pretty physical job where I occasionally get hurt. I have no issues with large cuts where blood is literally dripping on the floor. But if it's anywhere on the underside of my arm, I can't even think about it. This makes no sense to me. So it's not even the blood. It's not the veins because they're fine everywhere else. So what is it? I mean, Is it because they're more visible, but then they said they find everywhere else? I'm not sure at all. I would definitely say that's irrational, but it doesn't sound nice at all. Yo, what's up then? Okay, this one may divide opinions, to say the least. I have such a serious fear of the second coming of Christ. I assume everyone knows who Christ was Jesus Christ. You know, God sent him down. My fear is so severe at times that I can hear a train whistle and look out the window to see if it looks any different out there, as if I know what it's supposed to look like when Christ returns. I'm not religious, but do know there's a God and there's God's son, Jesus. So you're not religious, but you specifically believe Christianity's depiction of God and his son, Jesus. But you're not religious, but you're scared of Christ coming back. This is all mixing up a bit. I'm losing my head. I can get believing in a God and not being religious, but you literally believe in a religion, but you're not religious. That doesn't really make any sense in my head. Anyway, no one knows the day or time it will happen. The Bible says he will come like a thief in the night. Like a thief in the night, I'm trying to get a thief in the night, I want to get... 2 will be in the field working and 1 will disappear. 2 women will be busy in the kitchen and 1 will be gone just like that. I guess I should say I have a terrible fear of being left behind. I don't want to be left behind. So he knows the Bible, he literally believes in Christianity, but he's not religious. Makes no sense at all. Even the way they wrote it doesn't make any sense. Let me read some comments. Take it from someone who went to Bible college, didn't know that was a thing, studied the Bible extensively in 3 languages in the context of times, researching any cultural nuance, etc. It's all a crock of shit. Intense study of the Bible turned me from an evangelic Christian who wanted to be a missionary to a flaming atheist. There are so many schools of thought regarding how the rapture and end times and what not would even occur as well. There's no consensus, but most of all, it's a bunch of stuff some guy wrote down thousands of years ago. It can't hurt you. All the comments are kind of the same thing. Religion is made to controlling people like you. Yeah, a lot of the comments are very similar. OP, but what if everyone is dead wrong and we all burn in hell for eternity? Then what? Seriously, you believe in all this? In this all merciful, all loving God who will forgive and love you no matter what, but if you have a certain sin, burn in hell for eternity. Yeah, fuck that guy. I can't get behind it all. Dude sounds like an arsehole. Yeah, this person isn't making a lot of sense. Don't get me wrong, the comments don't help, but the person in general, you're not making no sense. So I'm gonna have to say this is irrational. Yo, what's up then? Alright, this one's the funny one. I'm scared of moose, which I'm pretty sure plural is meese. So they've actually spelt that wrong. Or unless they're scared of one moose, there's just one moose that comes to the house every day. Yo, give me some maple syrup, right? No. Or it's Canadian. Yo, shawty, give me some maple syrup right now, fam. That's how Canadians speak like. I don't know, something like that. I'm scared of meese. This maple syrup steroid deer has no business being that big. And look at it. Look at the size of that thing. Look at the antlers. That's like a whole... That looks like a continent with some spiky shit on. It's literally the size of the tree. I'm so glad we don't have them here, because if I was on a walk in a forest and I saw that, I'm literally turning into Mo Farah. But if he did, wait, he does do long distance. I'm literally turning into Mo Farah. The way I'm darting, I'm doing 100 meters in 8 seconds. I'm beating world records, because what is that? No comments deserved. That is totally rational. Moving on. Yo, what's up then? Next. Irrational or rational fear. I have no mouth and I must scream. I don't know if this is a statement. This person is an alien and they're just like... Or maybe they're saying they're scared of it. I'm not too sure. Let's read. I just have this fear that I think stems from reading the story that is the title of this post. Okay, so I'm guessing it's some kind of book, short story, something like that. I can't stop worrying about the possibility that a sadistic AI tech tycoon will control our minds and torture everyone. It's AI related, which a lot of people have fears of nowadays, so I'm leaning towards rational. I'm personally not scared of AI. I think it's really good, but... Anyway. I also worry that this entity will somehow be able to keep people alive indefinitely and circumvent the heat death of the universe. So they're talking about some Rick and Morty shit. The heat death of the universe. What does that even mean? Do we all just blow up? I hope I don't sound crazy. I'm not a conspiracy theorist or Luddite. Rationally, I see how I'm giving the worst case scenario more credence it deserves, but I can't stop thinking, well, it's not impossible, so maybe it will happen. Murphy's Law, whatever can happen, will happen. I don't think this can happen, so I don't think it will happen. A lot of people are scared of AI, so that one's not crazy to say, and I have to say that one's a irrational fear, but it could be rational to some people. For me personally, that's an irrational fear.
Yo, what's up then?
And on that note, I think we should call it a day. Wow. There's been some interesting irrational fears. Some very rational though, in my opinion. So it's like, it was quite balanced, I think. I think they definitely could have been worse. But if you want a part 2, let me know. Drop some of your irrational fears down below or on Instagram, TikTok. I think it might have gave me some new fears. I'm not going to lie. Aside from that, love and guidance. Love!